All right, so we're going to start out with this number 3 on top, making sure we get everything to an even length. Now, I know my client has some light spots and some dark spots, but instead of trying to, leave those light spots fuller, he'd rather just knock it all down. So, in the barbershop atmosphere, you're not going to be able to give everybody the perfect, Instagram worthy haircut or whatever, but this is real stuff that gets done every day. This guy comes to me every 3 weeks, you know what I mean? He's paying my bills. So I need to be able to give him what he wants, not just what I want, So we're knocking everything down, like I said, to a number 3, and you want to kind of look off the side of the head and off the top of the head, almost looking at the background, so you can see the silhouette. Because if you see any small hairs passing over that silhouette, then you know it's uneven and it has to come down. So always be looking off the side and off the edges, to not just in the middle of the cut, but off the sides of it as well. This is already done, but I'm just going over his head multiple times in different directions, combing it through so that I can make sure that I have everything the exact length that I needed. I apologize again, you guys, for my shoulder being in the way. These next group of videos is going to be like that, but I'm still going to do my best to give you guys as much education as I possibly can. I think this is still valuable, and the next set of videos that I have coming out are not like that. I've been using a different angle. So we're going to start with this mid-skin fade, and you guys know me, I do not like to stamp the line in. I like to go in clipper close first and create that bald line with my clipper closed. Then I can just start slowly, notch by notch, pushing that line upward until my clipper is all the way open, and I blend that bar all the way out. And then if I need to, I can go back underneath. If there's maybe a dark spot or something like that, I can clear it up, because I want this to be as light as possible. This is the transition to bald. So if this area is not right, the whole thing is going to be off. Now I have my number 1 guard on there. It's all the way open. And then I close it up and slowly blend down. And here will be the number 2 to blend into that 3. So my number 2 close, I don't really open it up. I always just blend the number 2 straight into the number 3 close. But with these guards, what I've noticed is that I can skip the 1.5. I can go straight from the number 2 into the number 1 open. So we're gonna do the same thing on the other side, and I think you guys will be able to see a little bit better on this side what I'm doing. So here we go, clipper close. See if you can follow along with the steps that I've been doing. The blade open, creating that first bar, and then starting from closed, working it all the way to open, notch by notch, until that first bar is blended out. Starting with the clipper close, this method is going to allow you to get such a softer blend as you go and make it bald, because all of that hair down there is going to be done with the shaver. guys are gonna see it's gonna come together very nicely. So again, we did the same steps. The one open. After that first bar is blended out, we do the one open, close it up, work down to the half, and then go straight into our number 2 because we're skipping the 1.5 on this one. So here goes that number 2. And you see under that, I'll follow up with the number 1 guard all the way open. Hey, let me know in the comments, you guys. You see how I got that green mic clipped to my chest? If you guys would rather live tutorials instead of this voiceover stuff, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Would you rather me just talking in the shop about what I'm doing? I don't know how I feel about that because I like talking to my client. Even though I'm recording, I'm still talking to my client. But you see how we worked our system going up, and then we came back down and followed that same system in reverse. So I went from the blade open to the number 1 open to the 2, down to the number 1 open to the number 1 to the 16th, down to 0 basically. And for me, I can do that on one side, go up my system and down my system, and it'll take 4 to 5 minutes on one side. So I'll do it on the left side, on the right side, and then the back, and that's 15 minutes out of the haircut. Now I have another 15 minutes to do the rest of whatever it is, of whatever the haircut is. Trim the top, or, line him up, or, and if he's got a beard, then that's an extra 15 minutes onto my service. So I do 30-minute haircuts, 45-minute haircut and beard. So we have plenty of time to do this because I know that my system allows me to get a fade done on one side of the head in 4 to 5 minutes. If I'm really like cooking that day, like 2 to 3 minutes, depending on the person's hair. You know what I'm saying? I've timed it. I've done fades on one side in 2 to 3 minutes, depending on if the person has the right hair for it. Some people's hair is more difficult than others. So right here, I've got my trimmer. I flipped it upside down. These trimmers, I got a few trimmers on my station, but these are like the least sharp trimmers that I have. So I just flip this joker over and I cut, I debulk all the long hair. And this is the only thing that I really use this trimmer for, because I want to keep those other blades sharp. I don't want to be, scraping them on the head and dulling out the blade. I want to keep my other blades sharp. So that's why I have one, and this saber is super powerful. Yo, that's the caption. Everything above the neck strip is your responsibility. So now I'm fading in the beard, and I'm really doing the same steps as I did on the fade on the side, just in reverse. So we went from the 2 to the 1 open, closed it up to the 16th, and all the way down to skin. Look, he got hair back there that I gotta fade under his ear. And here I'm doing the beard. I'm just gonna zip through this. I think it's important, the same way as I explained in another video, my last video. When you're cutting the top, I imagine a box on the client's head, and you do the same thing with the beard. You want to go straight down the box. You want to come in front and go straight down the box. You want to create a nice clean box at the bottom, and then you want to clean the sides up straight and match them to the box. So that it's all, for me, like that's how I think about it. I call it the box method. So yeah. Maybe we call it something else other than the box method. That sounds, I don't know, that's right. But we'll figure it out. But you see here, I'm lining him up, getting everything under his ears, cleaning that beard up a little bit more, giving it some shape. And I kind of sped through this process because otherwise this video would have been super long. And now, my client right here, he has a very light, the top of his beard is super light anyway. That's why we faded in so deep, to bring all the definition to the bulk at the bottom, right? And then, if you notice, that's why you see the haircut is almost opposite of each other. We've got a high fade, but a deep beard. They offset each other. And these are the types of things you want to look for when you're trying to do your clients, when you're working on your client's image, basically. What can I do to make this person look as best as I can? Okay, well, they want to fade the beard in too. Well, let me make it so that like they almost work like a yin and yang off of each other, the top and the beard, you know? All of that stuff is important. But I also know he doesn't have a strong lineup. So like, I need to make it straight, but I also don't need to spend 2 million years on it. He's not getting color enhancement or anything like that. So let's just clean him up so that he can feel good going throughout his day. Oh yeah. I need a better reaction out of this guy next time. This is crazy.